Hello Daily Drafters, and welcome back to the channel for today's Daily Draft. We are drafting Outlaws of Thunder Junction Premier Draft here on this Monday, beginning our part of the season where we draft Monday, Wednesday, and Friday on the channel. Let each draft kind of settle for a moment before we move on to the next one. So we've got today's Monday draft followed by Wednesday and Friday as well. Believe it or not that much time left in the format. There's like 3.5 weeks until Modern Horizons 3 is fully spoiled. At which point, that's going to be the new set, because it's also going to be on Arena. So, it's going to be interesting, but we're going to have fun while we can with the format here. And we got a abysmal pack one pick one with Slick Shot Lockpicker versus Clear Shot here. I think Lockpicker's more fun. I don't think it's better than Clear Shot, though. So I'm going to go ahead and take the Clear Shot over couple of deserts, Thunder Salvo, Lockpicker, Servant of the Stinger here, because green is the best color, and Clear Shot is a decent enough card in the green deck. Now, a deck that I haven't had the chance to draft yet, and would really like to get a good and fun version of, is green-black. However, I'm not going to force that, obviously. So, where can we go from here? We could take the only green card in the pack in Snakeskin Veil. I think it is good. We are kind of forcing our way into green and hoping that it's open is the issue with that. Now, what else could we do? We could take Baron Bertram here and, hedge toward a black-white deck, which is also another deck I haven't drafted here, which I think would be... I haven't played against a lot of black-white, but I think it could be relatively okay. Again, I'd really like to try it out. I don't think it's that much more powerful that I need to, stray from the best color in the format in green with a protection spell for 1 mana in green as well. So I'm just going to take the Snakeskin Veil there and hope that green is enough open that we can make it work. Looking like it might not be. Another pretty darn bad pack. There's Void Rend, but that's just a hard to cast murder, basically. Treasure Dredger I haven't found to be very good. Free Strider Commando, I mean, it's fine. I don't think it's like great or anything. Visage Bandit I think is the best card in this pack, but is it worth going into blue for? There's a Fleeting Reflection and to a lesser extent a Loan Shark as well. Couple of white cards, couple of bad red cards. I think the whole pack is pretty bad. I could take Mirage Mesa as well, but something I could just do is take the green card and basically tell my neighbor, like, hey, your pick 3 and your pick 4, you saw literal 0 green cards, so stay out of green. And then in pack 2, we could get hooked up with green, even if we have to switch colors here, because green is not going to be coming from the right. Ooh, double down. I have had a chance to play with this off stream or off video when I wasn't recording, and it was pretty darn good when you're able to build around it early. Free Strider Commando is a mercenary, and blue-green actually is an archetype I think can take advantage of this fine. It's a fun little build around here. There is also Make Your Own Luck, but that also dips into green. We could just take Tumbleweed, or dips into blue. Could just take Tumbleweed Rising. I don't think we need to dip that low on the green's power rankings. I'm going to take the potential fun card here and double down and see if we can make that work. Well, nothing really to follow it up here. There's a Shackle Slinger, but I don't think that goes well in this kind of deck that we're building already. Savage Smash could go well in it. Varmint, whatever. Deputy, whatever. Prickly Pear... Trick Shot, Highway Robbery is another decent one here. I'm kind of between Savage Smash and Prickly Pear. Both would get us into red here. So what is the better of the two cards to go into red? 4? I think I'll take the Prickly Pear. I don't think the blue cards are good enough to follow up a double down. And Savage Smash, while good, I think we also have to make sure we end up with a decent number of creatures. Now, I said black-green is a deck I would like to build here, and there is Lively Dirge as well as Patient Naturalist in this pack. It's 3 green cards, interestingly. But there's also just a Spinewoods Paladin, and that card is just really good. I could take the Naturalist, but if we don't end up in basically exactly black-green, this card gets a whole heck of a lot worse. So I'm just going to take the card that even if we played black-green, would still make the cut in a black-green deck, which is Paladin here. There is a Plan the Heist, Stop Cold. There's a Drover Grizzly, which could be good in green-red. We just don't have any of the green-red cards that care about the 4 power or greater just yet. And I think Prickly Pear is better on average than Drover Grizzly if we don't know that we're going to get those synergies. So I don't need to take the green card, I don't think, here. I'm just going to take the second Prickly Pear. All right, green is gone. But that's, you know, relatively to be expected. There is a Mirage Mesa. There's Discerning Peddler. That's basically all I'm deciding between here. I think I'd rather have a potential fixing land over just some random derpy 2-drop. Even if we do go red-green, I think Mirage Mesa has a higher upside. Thunder Salvo and Ankle Biter Wield, as well as Mirage Mesa and Inspiring Vantage. So red could be relatively open. I suppose I'll take the Salvo here. I mean, it's fine. It's a fine enough removal spell. Now we've got Brimstone Roundup. Whenever you cast your second spell each turn, make a mercenary. That doesn't seem good. And everything else here is also not great. I mean, guess I'll just take the Essence Capture. I don't really think I'm playing anything in that pack. I took the double down and it doesn't look like it's working out so far. We do have Fleeting Reflection here. I don't think Take for a Ride is very good. And if we do go red-green, we're not going to be committing crimes at instant speed all that often and still have 3 mana. So let's just take the Reflection. If we do go some blue thing, I don't mind Wolverine. It's just a nice little 2-for-1 even in a red deck. Highway Robbery, second to last pick. We are getting away with Highway Robbery of our own. And then Silver Deputy last. All right, where can we go from here? So if I'm thinking of myself as red-green, probably thinking Cactarantula here. There is an Outcaster Green Blade, which could be interesting. There's also an Intrepid Stable Master, but we're probably not leaning into its second ability that much. In fact, we currently have 0 mounts. We're not locked into red-green. I do think Cactarantula is just a generically good card here. So I think I'm just going to go ahead and take the Cactarantula. I haven't played with Green Blade. We only have one desert. It's possible this could be the pick here, but I do like Cactarantula enough to go ahead and take it here. All right, are we just green-white now? Because this card is absolutely stupid. But we don't... I think if there wasn't a Cactus Folk Sure Shot in this deck, I think I would be taking the Steed here. We have a lot of red. We would have to dump a lot of pretty decent red cards to play the Steed, and then also pick up some more like 3 mana 4/2s to play the Steed. I do think the Steed is great. But I haven't had a chance to play with the Sure Shot yet, and I do think this card is also very good. Alright, I could be making a mistake here, but I'm going to take the Sure Shot and hope that this deck is open for us. I do think this card is very good. Now that we've got a reason to care about creatures with power 4 or greater, I think I'll take the Drover Grizzly over a third Prickly Pear and a full steam ahead. Maybe we wheel one of these two. Probably not, but I'll go ahead and take the Grizzly here. And now there's some pretty darn good stuff for us. Generous Plunderer. 2 mana, 2/2 menace. At the beginning of your upkeep, create a treasure. If you do, they get a tapped treasure. Whenever it attacks, it deals damage to the defending player equal to the number of artifacts you control. I don't think that's at its best in our deck. There is a Longhorn Sharpshooter and a Giant Beaver here. Both of these I think are pretty good. I think I'm going to take the Sharpshooter. as just a nice 4-mana plot card, kills a creature, ideally, and then comes in as a 3-mana 3/3 reach, or just a 3/3 reach. There's also Giant Beaver, which I wouldn't mind playing at least one copy of, but let's take Sharpshooter here. Back for more on the splash. Could be kind of interesting. There's Mind Raider and Ankle Biter, both of these. I mean, Ankle Biter is okay. I mean, it's good with like Clear Shot, and if we could find a throw for the saddle, but I think Back for More has some pretty good upside with cards like Cactarantula, Sheer Shot, Paladin, Commando coming in as a 5/5. I mean, all these are pretty good targets for Back for More already. So I'm going to go ahead and take that. Maybe we could splash it here. That's a nothing. Cruel Ultimatum. Darn. If only we saw it pack one, pick one, I would totally do it, but we did not see it pack one, pick one. Is Make Your Own Luck worth splashing? Maybe. I mean, there's a Rodeo Pyromancers and a Trick Shot. I don't care about these too much. Maybe we can splash Make Your Own Luck. We'll see here. All right, green is gone. Red is basically gone. Maybe we can splash this. I don't think we want to play an Oasis Gardener, even if we're trying to splash. Kellen joins up is nothing. Go ahead and take this here. Blue is coming. There's another Form of Posse. With double Form of Posse, maybe there's a world where we could move into red-white here. I don't know. Green is looking pretty cut. And I just don't think it's worth moving into blue for what we've done already. So I think I'm still most likely red-green, but I don't know, double Form of Posse. Like if we open some really good white rare and then get past a white rare or something in pack 3, we could potentially move in. I guess I'll take Wolverine. I have to watch out for my 3 drops though. This is kind of like a 4. This isn't necessarily a 3. So we're not too terribly hurt on it. So let's take Wolverine here. Scape Shift, no. Lackey, probably not, but you never know. Armadillo, even in red-white, not exactly where you want to be. There's the Boombox. Destroy an artifact, a creature, and a land. Yeah, I guess I'll take it. I don't think I'm playing black here today. We haven't found any of the deserts that are wheeling or anything, but that's relatively to be expected. I'll just cut the green card. I don't think I'm playing blue. Cut that here, and we'll see what pack 3 brings if we need to move out. Well, I guess we're green. Ornery Tumblewag is great. 3-mana 2/2 beginning of combat on your turn. Put a +1/+1 counter on a creature. And whenever it attacks while saddled, you double the number of counters on a creature and has saddle too. So, yeah, we'll go ahead and take this here and probably look to move back into red-green, which is, you know, basically where we pretty much already are. But the Tumblewag is a great card. So we'll go ahead and take that. And we'll see if we get enough, you know, fixing to splash any of these cards here, and if we even want to. I'm not thrilled with the deck so far. I would like at least one more piece of power and then maybe some 2-drops or something. Lost Jite. 1 mana, 1 to equip. Whenever it deals combat damage, you put a counter on it, and you can remove a counter to do a couple of things. I think it's okay. I don't know if it's like great though. Is there anything else that's better? Buried in the Garden on the splash. That is a really good card. And then Ankle Biter, Pyromancers. I think Buried in the Garden is probably better than Lost Jite, right? I think it is. I'm going to take Buried in the Garden. I actually think that's the right pick to make. Okay, now there's Arid Archway, Free Strider Commando, Trick Shot. There's also Taiwakin, but I do not think this is a reason to draft red-white. But there is a Mirage Mesa here. And if we're going to play cards like... I would very much like to splash Buried in the Garden. I'll see about Back for More, but I think Mesa goes a long way in being able to make those two things happen. So let's go ahead and take the fixing here. Okay, a few more good cards. There's a Savage Smash. What's our creature count? 12. Probably not playing Make Your Own Luck, and probably not splashing the Forma Posses, but we'll see. So, yeah, we're just a little light on creatures here. So, the Raucous Entertainer isn't at its best. Mystical Tether on the splash. We've already got a couple Wolverines. We've already got a Grizzly. I think I'll just take the Paladin and go from there. Okay, there's a Skewer the Critics. There's also a Creosote Heath to splash Buried in the Garden. But I think I'm going to take the removal spell in Skewer the Critics here. I think it's pretty necessary. We've only got Thunder Salvo so far. We didn't get any explosive derailments this draft, so I think Skewer is going to be pretty good. I would play a Creosote Heath, though. Wow. Scorching Shot, great removal. Explosive Derailment, great removal. Cactus Folk, Sure Shot number 2. Notably, these cards are not legendary. So they actually stack pretty well. Yeah, gosh, these cards are great, but I think I gotta take this. This is like almost power in our deck. Quick Draw is a combat trick. Mage Bane Lizard. No, that seems horrible. And Tumbleweed Rising with, 2 Cactus Folks, 2 Spinewoods Paladin, a Cactarantula, Ornery Tumblewag, Commando. I guess I could play Tumbleweed Rising. Alright, Drover Grizzly, get on in here. Better with double Sure Shot now. Wolverine Ferocification. I don't think we need Ferocification. I also don't think I'm going to play 3 Wolverines, so I'll take it, but I'm probably not playing it. Pyromancers, no thank you. Trick Shot. Or Sterling Hound. I don't need a Sterling Hound. I've got so many 3s already. I know I want to play 4 Wolverines. Why not? A Quilled Charger and a Quick Draw. Okay, so our deck was wide open. Let's see if I can go ahead and build this to the best of its abilities. So you have to deck building. All right, this is the deck I'm going to try out here. And the curve doesn't look too great. However, we are definitely going to be much more of a late game kind of big fat creatures value with returning it for back for more, Buried in the Garden to ramp into some more of the big stuff. Cactus Folk Sure Shot to hit damage out of nowhere. We got Tumbleweed Rising to work with that plan as well. Our removal is Thunder Salvo, Skewer the Critics, Clear Shot, and back for more and Buried in the Garden as well. The mana base isn't great, but these deserts can come down tapped early when we don't need to use them. We can plot Highway Robbery early. We can use Thunder Salvo to get rid of a 2-drop. And then play a few 3s. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 creatures with power 4 or greater to work with the Sure Shot here. And the Tumblewag to get creatures even more than that. So this is the kind of deck that is usually quite competitive in the format. It's not, it's a typical red-green deck, I would say, but, the curve isn't outstanding. We didn't get a lot of the good 2s and in 1s or anything like that, but we do have a lot of good 3s. Curve starts on 3 for us, except for Highway Robbery and Thunder Salvo. All right, I'm excited for this one. I think it's got a pretty decent chance, and I will see you in game number 1. All right, so we're starting on the draw here. This is pretty much what we signed up for with this deck. I mean, Skewer to kill their 1, 2, or 3 drop, or play a Grizzly on 3, plot the Sharpshooter to kill something else on 4. I mean, that's about the best this deck can do, and we just have to kind of draw our way out of it a little bit. So, got another option for turn 3 if we need it. We'll see what we need to do. Trained Airings. That is good. It's a nice little turn 2 play against our deck, which is... Alright, so they're just going to try to kill us real quick here. And that's what it looks like. So how do I do this? So I'm gonna go ahead and plot Sharpshooter next turn. So do I just skewer the critics the air inks now, or do I plot the Wolverine? I think I need to make sure I don't die here. So let's go ahead and kill this thing. And then next turn we're probably plotting this to kill the 3/2. And just hoping we don't fall too much more behind. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. So we're at 14 now. Kind of awkward curve next turn. Yeah, that makes it a little bit better. Let's do this, and then get a 3/3 here, see if they have removal or something. Looks like they might. That's okay if they do. I mean, it's just a 3/3. Okay, murder, sure. And then bring that in, get a 2/2, I guess. Desperate Bloodseeker. I think that's something I'd like to Thunder Salvo here. Got lifelink. I can play the Wolverine here next turn. It can block the robber fine enough. Now it can kill the robber fine enough, I guess. And then I guess we'll go ahead and plot this too and pass it back. And I think I'll trade it off for their 2/2 here. We're lower on life total and we want to get to our bigger stuff as well. Alright, let's see what we find discarding this mountain first. Well, actually, I don't think hitting decline is what you want to do. I don't know if there's a way to go back out of this. I kind of meant to potentially play the mountain and then float the mana and sacrifice it. That was probably the better play, but we might find a black... I was about to say, might find a black land for back for more. Which currently isn't great. So let's just go ahead and be mana efficient here and play our couple of creatures. I think I would block the Tycoon with the Prickly Pear and make them sacrifice their mercenary here. Because this pay 2, sacrifice a token to give it indestructible, and I would trade Prickly Pear for the mercenary, but we do have some more stuff coming here. They haven't proven they have another way to make another token, so if they can't do that, then this is just a 4/2. They're going to return it so they can replay it here. Play a land and replay it, I guess. Lawbringer. I don't know if they're going to want to sacrifice the Pixie. Okay, guess they do. Get rid of Drover Grizzly here. Still, the best thing we have is when it fights is not going to do what we want it to do, so let's just go ahead and play this. And now, if this dies, then we can reanimate that and have it fight something, which would be pretty good here. So no attacks in the turn. Now we have to hope top of our deck cooperates. Not horrible. But now that they have this token, the Tycoon attacking is not great for us. But we can hit them back for a lot. Can't really attack, because again, we would trade the Paladin for a Mercenary here, which isn't really what we want to do, but I don't know how we're necessarily getting rid of the Tycoon here. That's pretty good. Let's trade. This is something we can get back and then kill Kervek with. Get it back at instant speed here too. And gain 3 life when it comes back in. Sure. Take 5. Go to 12. And let's see if they did draw removal. It's not going to be great for us if they did. No. Well, that didn't work out. That was about as bad as it could have gone, unfortunately. Yeah. Doesn't have vigilance here, so that probably won them the game, unfortunately. That was such a blowout. Sure, take 5. I don't know what we could really draw at this point. This thing is indestructible as long as they have 2 mana here. I might just be leaving myself open to a removal spell, but I mean, I have to do something here. I think I would block Kervek with the Sure Shot if they attacked with everything. Rush of Dread. Of course. Casting that too. What do I even have to do? Everything here? Sacrifice 2 creatures, discard my card, and lose half my life? Is that what I'm doing here? There goes the Buried in the Garden. The exact perfect answer for Prosperity Tycoon. Okay, that's great. Alright, go to 1, I guess. And then I don't think we have an out here. That certainly isn't it. Although we couldn't have cast the the Buried in the Garden either. So there you go. That's the black-white deck I've been wanting to try out. Alright, we're up first with our nice slow hand here that we will keep. I think I'm going to put Mesa on white. Because I think Buried in the Garden is better. Or more more crucial that we are able to cast that as opposed to the back for more at some point here. Alright, so they milled, what did they mill here? Come on, can I see it? Sharpshooter. Would have been pretty good. Alright, buddy. Give me a land. Ugh. That is so awkward. Can I plot it? If I cast this and they kill my creature in response, I get nothing. That's about the worst that could have gone for me, unfortunately. Alright, so let's do this then. That way next turn we can play Sure Shot and Paladin and still attack with it. Let's see if they do have removal, and they do. So I'm glad I didn't cast the Tumbleweed Rising. Bridled Bighorn, sure. Mirage Mesa, I guess now on black. And then next turn we have another Paladin coming down with haste, as long as they can't kill this through Ward 2, which now another murder could do that. Close enough. Yeah, I think I just have to cast another Paladin here. And then pretty much just trade it off for a Bighorn, I guess. No, they're not interested. Okay. They're just gonna kill it. Sure. Still can't attack or anything though, so that's not bad. Let's get rid of this. And then attack with this. And plot that. I could have sacked a land there for highway robbery, which, you know, was not bad. Consuming Ashes. Alright, how much removal you playing over there? Just all of it, pretty much. Alright, let's see what we find here first. Probably the only card in our deck we can't cast, I think. It's pretty much the only one, so that's nice. Okay, there we go. Kind of lucked out. Now we can do it this way at the very least. Wanted Griffin, that's fine. Armored Armadillo, I hope that's fine. That card is what I would consider to be not a very good card, but it just is kind of annoying sometimes. Alright, get on in. Sure, let's kill these two here. So I can saddle that up and attack for 5 past the armadillo here. Or I can plot this and the next turn I can cast both. If I don't plot this now, I can't do both of these things. I want to be able to plot this. Casting this as a 3/3 doesn't do much right now, so I'm actually going to plot so that next turn I have 2 creatures. Whereas I could have cast Quill Charger and then plotted this next turn, and then I have to wait a whole nother turn for that. So that was a heck of a draw. So let's do this. Let's do this. Let's do this. And then go to combat, and I guess put it here, and then attack and see if they trade with Griffin. Looks like they do. Now this thing can start growing, and they can threaten to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So they can have a 4/4 now. Let's start growing this so we could potentially have attacks with it at some point, and then double some counters here. So let's end the turn, hold up Veil. Veil also gives a counter, notably. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So now they can make that an 8/4. Alright, this is a weird board stall that I'm not sure how it's gonna happen here. This prairie dog is matching my tumblewag step for step. Okay, now they can activate this and hold up armadillo activation, which is also pretty good. Lands weren't the worst draws for them. Now they got a 6/6 lifelink here. What do I do about that? I just have damage-based removal. None of this is helping, obviously. Okay, this thing is going to be a huge problem. I don't know how I'm getting through this. I guess Buried in the Garden at some point here is about all I can do. There we go. All right, let's hope they didn't draw some sort of protection here. This is probably going to be the turn where we can go for it. Yeah, I mean, if we did draw Buried in the Garden, I don't think we were winning that game. That was crazy. Alright, starting on the draw again. Back for more. Got no green in the entire hand. Have a 3-drop removal spell here. We have basically four turns to find a green land here. I don't think this deck produces much better hands than this, unless one of these mountains was a forest. But in 4 turns, we have to basically find a green. I think we're okay for 4 turns. I mean, our odds for that have got to be well over, yeah, I mean, well over 75-80% for that to happen. So that's the reason I kept it. And Back for More is so far in the future that we'll be okay. waiting for the black at some point here. Alright, we'll just play Drover Grizzly here now. They have some sort of instant for 2 white mana. Don't know what it could be. Maybe, like, turn it into a 2/2 Ox or something. Omenport Vigilante as a 2/2. I don't think I want to trade for that necessarily, so let's just do this and pass. And then we've got a couple removal spells we could use for that if they still don't have anything next turn. I think they have the Ox card. I don't know what it's called. Bovine Intervention, I guess? Kill my creature, make it a 2/2. Vengeful Townsfolk as a 3/3. Okay. I think I'm still just going to hold off here and do this. Play Paladin, and next turn we've got double removal and can, like, really blow them out pretty good here. So, like, we can skewer something and then attack with everything and then clear shot something else if they go for some sort of double block. Probably going to skewer the Vengeful Townsfolk, I would think, unless they play something better. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, that's would have been good a couple turns ago. So let's try this here, see what they're going to do about it. Okay. I'm sure they're planning on committing a crime and then blocking this here, but whatever crime they commit, I will be able to kill the vigilante. Getaway Glamour. That, unfortunately, is not going to work. Oh, this is going to be such a blowout. So we do this to this, and then the paladin doesn't even die. Oof. That was a 3-for-1 right there. Yikes. So it destroys the creature if no other creature has greater power. So we made another creature have greater power and also killed their blocker while they're at it. So that was rough. But I'll take it. Are they now just gonna, like, salt away and rope us now? No, I guess not. Okay, go to 10. Okay, they found their second color. Is it too little too late? Yes, it is. Alright. So we kept a sketchy hand, found the green, and got paid off for it. Alright, we're up first this time with, again, just about as good of a curve as this deck can produce. So we got a 3-drop, and if we miss a land, we got a removal or another 3-drop. So we'll keep it here. Now we've got the land to kill, hopefully, something that has 2 toughness over there. Like that, that's fine. Yeah, sure, I'll lead on this, because I plan on killing the Peddler next turn. If they don't have a decent blocker for the Grizzly, then I can attack for 4. Okay, that's not a decent blocker. Would love to get that down, but I think this is the better, most mana efficient thing to do here now. And next turn, maybe there's a way we can see if they can also kill the Grizzly here. Commit a crime? No? No, okay. Alright, so let's go to... Yeah, go to combat, put it here. Attack. Skewer this stupid thing, and then play a 3/3. And there we go. Not too bad. Magda, that's the 2/2 that can make treasures and make a dragon. Okay, they do still have a black here, so they're probably going to be able to commit a crime somehow. Let's see how they do it. They do it by conceding. A crime to your win percentage. No, I'm kidding. They just, I guess they just didn't have anything there. We had a nice little curve out, played the right creature on 3, and got paid off for it again. Alright, starting on the draw with yet another hand that's a little bit mana screwed here, but again, we're on the draw. We got, you know, 4 turns to find a red at this point. Just gonna risk it again. It's worked out for us before. It very well might not be able to this time, but we do have a 3-drop here. And now have the red. See, it always works out. Everything, it's always perfect. Everything's perfect all the time. Oy, not against this curve out though. So what are we gonna do here? Sharpshooter's probably gonna have to kill the prairie dog. Thunder salvo. All this is pretty good. Let's play a creature. At least threaten to block the prairie dog, potentially. And then next turn we can sharpshooter down the prairie dog here. They do have 2 forests though, so I hope they don't have hexproof or whatever. Snakeskin Veil. Spinewoods Paladin? Yeah, okay. Oh no, they got it out of range. So I guess now I have to plot Sharpshooter, kill the Airynx, and then next turn I can clear shot the Prairie Dog and Thunder Salvo the Paladin. That seems like a pretty good turn to me. And I guess I hold things back to threaten to block the Prairie Dog here. Because if I attack, then I just don't... Alright, well clearly they have a combat trick then, unfortunately. So let's hope they just tap out. Play this and then tap out some way. Still holding up something here. Not thrilled by it. Let's see what they got. There's Gold Rush. Probably should have done it on the Prairie Dog. I could have dealt with the 5/4. The Prairie Dog is going to be the bigger issue here is the problem. So, do I now Thunder Salvo the Prairie Dog or the Paladin? I think I have to do it on the dog. And the card is just, it's going to be too much of a problem for me. That's another problem. We have a very, very similar deck here. So that attacks as a 4/4. Next turn it'll attack as at least a 5/5. Okay, we're running out of answers. That's a card I can't cast. Burrow Fiend's gonna get huge here in a moment. That's a mount. Yep. That's a creature. Attacks as a 6/6. This is lethal in a way. 7/7. Guess I have to do this here. And hope they don't have combat trick. Okay, let's go to 3. And now we have to trade and chump. But they're probably not going to attack with Miriam. I can't double block because it attacks as at least a 7/7, probably more. 8/8, sure. Does it have trample? Nope. Ugh, more prairie dogs, huh? This card's really good when you build around it. I guess Buried in the Garden is our out here, but like... Do I put this on black? What does that even do for me? I mean, it gets back a 4-powered creature that isn't going to kill that because it's going to be a 5/5 because of Miriam. Yeah, I think we're just fighting an uphill battle here, unfortunately. Because even if I deal with the Burrow Fiend, now we got a Prairie Dog to deal with as well. Oh, Rutstein, perfect. What else are you going to get out of there? Yeah, they just have very, very high card quality, which, you know, we're lacking in general. Like, our cards are okay. They're relatively synergistic with each other, but, I mean, they just got too much. Too many good cards over there. Go to 1. They're at 28. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's 6 plus 3 would be 9. So I can't do both of these. I could bring something back, fight that, chump that, die. So yeah, we didn't really have it out there. That we just had so many things we had to kill that I couldn't. Every single one of their threats was like, oh, gotta kill that, and I couldn't. All right, the perfect hand of the day. Guess we'll keep it, not have a play till turn 4. But I could potentially play Wolverine on 4, clear shot something, and if I hit a land, also do that. Wolverine seems like a card that just should be so busted, but it's just not quite powerful enough. They got a rainbow over here. Green, blue, red, black. Gonna counter it or something? Sure. I think that's fine with me. That less so. 3 mana 4/2. Add 1 mana of any color whenever another creature power 4 greater ETBs draw a card. Okay, that's pretty good. Hold up Snakeskin Veil here, I guess. Sure, can't do anything about that. Here comes another big creature. Oh, it deals 5 damage to target creature. Okay, at least the Veil's going to help us here. Don't... No, they've got the counter spell. Okay, worse things could have happened. I thought they had the counter it unless I pay 2, which would have been really annoying. That was almost really awkward again, but sure, let's play it. What does this do? If a triggered ability of a legendary creature triggers, so this thing is going to trigger... That's a pretty good attack there. Sure, I'll trade it. I guess. Or at least I'll try. Okay. I was gonna say if that triggered, they would draw 2 cards. 1 turn too late, buddy. 1, 2, 3, 4. 3 mana left over. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I could play Paladin and hold up Thunder Salvo. I could play Sure Shot and hold up Clear Shot and Salvo here. They have some sort of instant. Let's do this. Alright, looks like they're going to try to bounce it or remove it or something. Or we're just reading it, I guess. Alright, I'm kind of liking our spot at this point. I don't know what that last card is. We know it's an instant. I just don't know what it is. So, could be many different things. Okay, I'm gonna block here. I've got removal if I need it. Okay, so they're gonna have some post-combat way to finish this off here. Maybe a Thunder Salvo, potentially. That's what that tells me. So the fact that they're letting this go to damage tells me they have a Thunder Salvo in hand. So that tells me that I want to do this to save my creature here. Now they might salvo our Wolverine. Okay, that's fine. Gain 3, hit you for 12, I guess? Alright, you go to 5. I still think one of those cards is Thunder Salvo here, but I don't know if that's what it was. I don't know why they wouldn't have used it on the Wolverine there to prevent 3 damage, but it's up to them. Slick Sequence looks like what it was, and then Rooftop Assassin to kill it. Okay, that's not too bad. I mean, I think we still win. Oh, we can't cast Buried in the Garden. Okay, so put that on white. And then Clear Shot. This. And then hit him to 1 here. That was a decent little play they had. So I guess the card they had was Slick Sequence in hand last turn. They could have had the Rooftop Assassin as well. But I think the reason that they made the attack they did is they could finish my creature off with their Slick Sequence. And then they top decked the Rooftop Assassin. So, played around it effectively and got the win. Look at this perfect little curve out here. I got a plot of a Highway Robbery on 2. Prickly Pear on 3. Sure Shot on 4. And like I've been saying, it's about as good as this deck's curve outs can get right here. Can remove something on 3 if we feel like we absolutely have to. All right, thinking hard about what land to play here, I guess. Okay. They could kill the Prickly Pear, but that's fine if they want to do that. Armadillo. Okay. Not too bad. Scares me a little bit with them being in black, but, you know. Found another desert. Alright, well, GG. Yeah, I mean, reanimate. You're gonna win if you have reanimate. Not much I can really do about that. Okay. Yeah, Armadillo into turn 3 reanimate, okay. See if we can fight our way back here. I don't think I can triple block here, because if I triple block and they have instant speed removal, what do I do about that? Alright, bud, come on in. I guess we'll just play a bunch of big creatures and hope they're enough. There's a 5/5. What else you got? Nothing. Alright, we've somehow kind of dodged, like, worst case scenario with the turn 3 7/7 reach ward 3, but, I mean, there's still a lot of things they could have here, obviously. Okay, no instant in hand, that's good to know. I've still got enough blockers to block this thing. Holding up... okay. That might be a problem. One, two, three, four. Really awkward. Can't cast that. Skewer isn't doing much right now. I can kill the varmint at some point here. Playing black-green reanimate. With some splash for a white that I haven't found yet. Okay, we've held them back successfully. It's not too bad. I think if I plan on playing Buried in the Garden at any point, I have to make sure that this varmint dies. And I guess I could attack with Quilled Charger, but then I don't really have good blocks here. Is that okay? It attacks as a 5/5 menace, which would trade for their commando, and it has saddle too. So I could do this one, and I still have 7 power back to block. And I do hit them for 5 down to 12. Okay, trade it for their 5/5 here. Hope they don't have more reanimate. I mean, they have some sort of reanimation thing again, right? They don't have an instant, but they've got something they can bring this back with, right? And if I don't block it, then I guess they're just going to bring back a commando or something. I think they've got another either Badlands Revival or Back for More. Not Back for More, they don't have an instant, so it's Badlands Revival or something in their hand here. Could I take 7? Why would they be willing to do this now? Because they just want to bring it back? And if I don't block, they just do it again next turn? Or maybe they don't cast it this turn and don't get this thing back? Alright, what do you got? Yeah, I had some way to get it back. I knew. Perfect. Alright, I think we're done here, unfortunately. Yeah, it's really, I mean, it's just really hard to beat turn 3 reanimate. Even though they didn't really take advantage of it so much, it's just a really tough thing because I couldn't attack like the whole game, and that's something my deck definitely wants to do is attack. So take 12, 13, 14, 15, bring back a 4-4 or a 5-4 that fights theirs, and then go to 9 and die again. So yeah, that doesn't really work. Well, I guess we're technically not dead. I could block that, or I could fight that and then also block that here, but still not looking great for us. Does that have Death Touch? Oh, it's got Death Touch. Never mind. I forgot it had Death Touch, so yeah, we're just dead. Alright. Lost to the bonus sheet. It happens. What are we, 3-3? 4-3 here? I think we're 4-3. Yeah, it's about as good as I would have expected with this deck, to be honest. It wasn't super great. We didn't have a great curve. We couldn't really get out or get out and underneath anything here, but I guess I'll take a 4-3 with the deck. You know, I wish I would have had a couple more 2s that were pretty good. You know, that saddle card that beat us, I don't even know what it's called. The 2-mana saddle card that mills things. It gets bigger when it attacks. That would have been pretty good in this deck. Things like that. But we're just lacking a little bit of card quality, you know, like Drover Grizzly. If we could have got one of the other red-green uncommons, would have been pretty good. But I'll take a 4-3 there. We just kind of lost to a couple of buzzsaw decks, unfortunately. So, thanks for tuning in today, and I'll see you next time for your daily draft.